That's fine. That's a
Why
song.
did they say Why did they say Kaplan?
Ani,
7 days after
you're in
Shavuos,
charge.
nobody says-
Is this your last day here for a while?
What does it say?
When are you coming back?
Is that because
For the bar mitzvah?
Because the Gemara Chagiga says you could bring your
Go for it.
No, about a month. I went for
Ah, you
2
can make
weeks.
stuff.
Remember, this is not 2 weeks.
Thought that was very visible.
Okay, no, so I'm going for 2 weeks.
That's
Where's the bar mitzvah?
All
right, we're live. Zok, we're holding the from down on the base, 5 lines from the bottom. Bekamo. Mishnah says that if you have, first the Mishnah says the animals have to be within 16 mil of each other. Then the Mishnah says, if there's something in the middle, then it's mitzaref the two 16 mils. Bekamo. Omer Rav, chomesh mikan, v'chomesh mikan, v'chomesh be'emtza. Rav, here we got the bottom one. So Rav says that as long as there's a tziruf of 10 with the middle, so let's say there's 7 over here and 3 over here, or the Gemara says 5 and 5, but the total is 10, you're good. And 10 to the left, you're good. Let's say there's 7 over here and 7 over here, total of 14, and 1 in the middle. That's not good, according to Rav. Because you need that the middle one should make a tziruf of a minion to each side, each direction. Why? Rav holds that it's the animals that create the tziruf.
Did you draw a keep on that guy, or he came with a keep on?
He came with one. He's a biblical shepherd.
What about the minion?
There's a minion of sheep, yeah. A minion of sheep. A minion of sheep. וכמה אומר רב חומש מכאן וחומש מכאן וחומש באמצע דהני חומש חזי לא הוכה וחזי לא הוכה. The middle guys go in both directions. Shmuel says something else. Shmuel says that it's all dependent on the shepherd, like you see on the top picture. The shepherd is what makes the connection. So really, we don't need anything in the middle. We don't need any animals. What we need is a shepherd. Not only a shepherd, it could be the shepherd's house, the shepherd's clothing, the shepherd's dog maybe. Because the shepherd is the one that counts. So if he eventually gets there, then that's enough to make a connection between here and there. So if you have 5 here and 5 here, and you have a shepherd or an eventual shepherd, because he left his stick there, then that creates a connection.
Is that connection to Tchum Shabbos?
Sounds like
Yeah.
making like
Yeah, like what is it called? What is it called?
That's what we say, not true.
Yeah. But what's that little house called?
Budka.
A what?
Budka? No, Budka is just a hut.
No, this is a better. This is the Gemara's lashon. A tzrif. A
Watchman's
no. We need help with the coffee. I don't know who's doing coffee today. You're in charge of coffee? You know how to do it, Yisachar?
Yeah.
I wasn't serious on Shavuos.
I don't care. I've been doing it anyway before.
Yeah? Okay. Well, maybe I shouldn't have said it because now we spoiled it. So he thinks he can really take off, Yeshua. Yeah. We're gonna dock off his thing. Ushmuel Amar afilu chomesh mikan v'chomesh mikan v'achas be'emtza. Even one in the middle. So that one I forgot to say. I mean, but it's the same thing. Basically, if he leaves one sheep in the middle, or he leaves a stick, it's the same thing. Chazina leroy kemande koig hocha v'charina be'moina.
Base gear? Getting there. Getting there.
Burgenen. Burgenen? Yeah. Burgenen, no, Rabbi Schoenfeld. Burgenen.
It's not the same.
It's not the same, but it's the same idea. It reminded him of it.
The idea there is that you've got nominal residents.
Yeah.
Here, the idea is
That he's the counter.
The sheep need the shepherd to look after them. And
No, the idea is that he's Moina. The Torah says Moina, he's the counter. The shepherd himself is a counter. and not so much looking after, but he's the one that counts. He could count in each direction, 5 and 5.
Where the dog looks after the sheep and they don't need the shepherd.
Yeah, but that's not the point. Here, let's see the dog. Meisvei. Hoyloi chomesh bikfar chananyo v'chomesh bikfar utnai. A mitzdarfer that sheiloi achas b'tzipori. You have 5 on the right and 5 on the left. So you need a mitzdarfer at sheiloi achas b'tzipori. If you have 1 in the middle for a total of 6, the right has 5, the middle has 1, that's 6. According to Rav, that's not good. You need a total of 10 with the right and the middle. And over here it says that according to Rav, it's enough to have 5 and 1. Tirgum Shmuel, I'll leave it to Rav, you're right. It can't be that it's 5 and 1. We're going to show you Teisha Mikam, V'Teisha Mikam, V'Achaz B'Emsa. This 10, Shmuel is answering the person that's Mechulag on him. He's trying just to answer up and say that's not a kash on him. Yes, if there's 9 on the right and 9 on the left and 1 in the middle, so then you have 10 in each direction, and the mitzdarif according to Rav. You don't need a sheep in the middle.
It's not that he changed it, isn't it? It's not that he changed Chomesh Mikan, it's the sefer of that price.
The safe, okay. That's
The
why.
Achas Be'emtza is going
He's saying
on that
Tirgum that
sefer.
it's going on the safe. Okay.
Yeah, not
Okay,
that he
thank you.
changed
Yeah,
Chomesh
yeah.
Mikan, Chomesh
According to
Mikan.
Shmuel,
Yeah, I saw that.
according to Shmuel,
Yeah.
the shepherd's in the middle of a stick, but if one animal is in the middle,
And not the shepherd.
Not shepherd.
It's also good because he's going to eventually have to come get that one guy in the middle.
so they Mamchulik with another.
Shmuel is completely machlokes. Shmuel says it depending on the big machlokes is what's the yesod of the machlokes. According to Rab, it's the animals that create a connection between other animals, and according to Shmuel, it's the shepherd that creates a connection. So according to Shmuel, if you have 5 on the right, 5 on the left, and nothing in the middle, there still could be a connection by just having one shepherd, or the shepherd's stick, or the shepherd's animal, whatever, a sheep standing there. Because eventually the shepherd is going to go there. We don't care about anything else but the shepherd. Going to Rav, you need 5 in the middle and 5 in the right, or 9 in the middle, 9 on the right and 1 in the middle, whatever. But it has to do with 10 animals being in stock. Says Rav Papa Vafilu Kilyoy Shel Roya, even his clothing, his kalim mitzarfon. By Rav Ashi Kalba the Roya, a German shepherd, or a shepherd's dog. Mai, Kiva the Karlev Asi Loy Mitzarfi. At the end of the day, we don't know for sure that the shepherd is going to end up in that center point. He might give him a nice whistle from 2 miles away, and the dog will come running. If he left his stick there, he has to go there, so he's going to be mitzaref. Like one of those kashas. There's nothing to do with this kasha.
But you see from there that the point is that,
Yeah.
that it's the reason why the shepherd is miscarried
Yeah.
is because the shepherd is controlling the flock.
Or-
It goes according to his control of the flock. And if he's got a stick there, that means he's got to come and fetch a stick, so therefore the shepherd's going to be there.
I don't know where you see that. All I see is the last words on the page. On Omid Beis it says V'Karinam Bei Moina. He is a counter.
No, it's nothing to do with the counting because
Why? The pasuk says the Gemara brought the pasuk.
The shepherd doesn't do the counting.
Says in the
It's
pasuk.
owner.
We learned yesterday.
The owner does the counting.
Oy ta'avarna hatzoin ayidei moina. It's a pasuk.
Yeah.
Where's that pasuk in?
Here the issue.
in Yirmiyah.
Here the issue is not the counting. The counting is a separate exercise which he has to bring the animals together later and count.
So where did you get your thing? Where do you see your yisoid of being in control of the?
From the dog, the shiloh with the dog.
Yeah, I just see that the shiloh is whether he's
shiloh
going
and
to
the
end up
dog-
there or not. Not because he's in control. What do you say anything about control?
Yeah. What's the shiloh with the dog?
Whether or not he's going to end up in that center point or not. Do we say that the shepherd is going to end up smack in the center? He has a dog there,
Right.
but the dog is smart enough to come to him. If he screams to him, the dog will leave.
If the dog doesn't need the shepherd, that
Yeah.
means the dog is looking after the whole flock by himself. So there's no shepherd who.
Time out. What about the sheep in the center? If there's a sheep in the center, it's also mitzvah.
Sheep's not controlling.
The Gemara says
According
the
to
sheep.
him, it's having to do with the sheep.
Yeah. It says, look. There's one sheep in the center. That's a tziruf.
Yeah,
Sheep
but
is not
as you
looking after the
explained
flock.
before, it's because of the sheep.
I think
Right.
it's
The
too
shepherd's
theoretical.
going to end up
It's
coming.
always under control.
This is a very theoretical discussion, and I don't think we've got time
Okay.
for that.
So we learned in the Mishnah that if the Jordan River makes a hefsek, divides his animals, you have his animals on the west side and on the east side of the Jordan River, then they're not mitzdaref. So now the Gemara is going to bring two reasons. A machlokes, what is the reason? Is it a technical reason or it's something different? The reason is because simply put, you can't get, it's hard to get from one side to the other. So that difficulty creates a hefsek between the flock. Almo mishum abo yesham gesher, but if there's a bridge, gesher mitzarfa. If it's not hard to get from one side to the other, so you don't have that technical problem, so there's no hefsek. Alma mishum deloy mikarvenu. So you see that the reason is that they're not close to each other. Basically, so the Gemara asks now two questions on this. If you had animals on both sides of the Jordan, that's our case. Or in two provinces. Says Rashi, they were very close to each other, they were within a mil of each other, but the two provinces. Ein mitzdarfen. So you can't do a tzira between the animals here and the animals there. Is it hard to go from Nomer to Namari? No, it's very close. The fact that they're in different places, that they have different areas, that creates a problem, a hefsek.
But what actual barrier? What's the actual barrier? Is it a physical barrier?
No, it's a human barrier, as we're going to see. It's a gvul. And certainly, in a case of Eretz Yisrael and outside of Eretz Yisrael, even though it's 2 feet away. As the Gemara of Chutz La'aretz ve'aretz kemokim sheyesh gesher dami. Eretz Yisrael and Mitzrayim can just walk over the border, let's say, right into Egypt. So it's as if there's a bridge. So it's not the difficulty that causes the separation; it's just the physical land that causes the separation. And you must say, it seems like from this brayso that all three reasons are the same reason. Whatever the reason is in one is in all three. What? The reason is not because it's difficult to get from Eretz Yisrael to Chutz La'aretz, just because it's different places. The Yarden Yigbol should create a border on the east side. So the Torah says that the Jordan River is a border, and since it's a border, nothing to do with being hard to cross it or not, and therefore a bridge is not going to help you. As the Gemara, so anytime it says Gvul, it creates a border and it makes a hefsek of a Torah Gvul. When the Torah describes somewhat of the borders between the Shvatim, so you can't go from Shevet Binyamin to Shevet Yehuda. You can't have animals on one side of the Beis Hamikdash and the other side. Says the Gemara, you should be in theory right, but the Torah has another passage that says that all of Eretz Yisrael is considered one gvul. So that's not the different gvulos don't create a separation in Eretz Yisrael. Those are gvul only for the Shvatim, but not for anything else. That's only for Nachla to say this Shevi gets this part of Eretz Yisrael, this Shevi gets another part of Eretz Yisrael, but not to separate for Meiser Behemoth. Why is Yarden any different? Eretz Veloy Yarden. We're talking about the land. It says in the pasuk, all the land of Eretz Yisrael is considered one border, but the Yarden is water, so it is a separate border, and a separate border creates a separation and a hefsek between animals. Who said There's a pasuk that says that the Jordan is a gvul. Hanediktoni Yarden. It's very understandable. What's going on over there? I saw something about coffee. I don't know what.
The children class.
I texted Yoshua to tell him, look what happens when you don't show. Look at this crap. A third of a cup.
No. That's what you got.
But it's good coffee.
So I just got it.
Yeah, okay.
So we see.
But the point is,
Someone's not getting paid for today.
the point is to let Yoshua know that he's
missed.
He's missed. That he's-
Yeah. Everybody should write him that we miss him.
I heard we're saying a
Okay.
gesher does not help
Yeah.
the Yarden.
Maybe he needs a cake, by the way.
Gesher does not help with the. If there's a gavul.
It's been here for a year.
A gesher,
Does not
according
help
to
with
who?
gavul.
It depends according to who. According to Ami, a gesher helps. According to Rabbi Yochanan, a gesher doesn't help. But hold on, the Gemara is asking a question here, a very important question. According to Rabbi Yochanan, who brings the pasuk by Yardin Yigbaloisai, I understand why Reb Meir talks about the Yardin in the Mishnah. He doesn't mention any other body of water. He talks about the Jordan River. There's other rivers in Eretz Yisrael that could create issues of difficulty to cross. He only talks about the Jordan. Why? Because it says in the pasuk by Yardin Yigbaloisai. The Torah says that the Yardin creates a gvul. He should just say Nahar. Why does he talk about Yarden? Anything that creates a difficulty and doesn't have a bridge creates a separation between the animals. Kasha, you're right. That's a good kasha.
Is this a problem of the United Nations? We now claim that the East Bank is also part of Israel.
Ah, that thing. Not necessarily,
Right? We're
because
saying
there are gvulos in Eretz Yisrael, as the Gemara asked before. There's gvulos between shevet to shevet. The
Yeah, but
question
we're
is
saying-
what gvul creates an issue.
We're
It doesn't
saying
say that's a
we
gvul between
ignore-
Eretz Yisrael and Chutz La'aretz.
That's what we're saying.
It doesn't necessarily say that.
We're saying Eretz Yisrael internally, the Bullen don't count.
But water does. But water in Eretz Yisrael does. The Gemara says Eretz. Only the land, but water does create a gvul. We know that there was people in Be'er Yarden. Jews lived on the other side of the Yarden.
If you had a river on your property, man-made river, it's not going to.
Yeah. So according to Rabbi Ami, it's a problem. And according to Rabbi Yochanan, it's not a problem.
You divide your flock.
Yeah. I'm telling you, like in Texas, where they have a lot of cattle.
Yeah, Texas had a lot.
So if you have like a nice lake, of course, it's according to Rabbi Ami, that's it. It's separated. If you can't get there,
You
you
go
can't
around
get
the
there.
lake.
These people literally have helicopters to get
Right.
from side to side of their property. Katem moirim sayardin arzu Canaan.
It should take a whole day to drive from one end.
Let me get that note. Katem moirim sayardin arzu Canaan.
Cousin in Israel.
You're going over the Yarden to go into the land of Eretz Yisrael.
It takes a whole day.
Arzo Eretz Canaan. V'lo Yarden Eretz Canaan. They reviewed them say. Look what it says. It says you're going to go over the Yarden. It doesn't say when you go into the Yarden you're in Eretz Yisrael. When you go over the Yarden, you're past the Yarden, then you hit Eretz Yisrael. This might be a problem for. So
saying that's Kabul.
So that means that the Yarden is not part of Eretz Yisrael. So according to Rabbi Yehuda ben Bechoros, the Yarden creates a hefsek. Reb Shimon ben Yochai Rashbi says, "Hareyu oimer me'evel Yarden Yereichoi heidma mizracha." The Torah talks about the Yarden and Yerichoi all in one spot, in one pasuk. So in Mela, there's a hekesh, one to the other. Ma Yereichoi Eretz Canaan, Af Yarden Eretz Canaan. So Yereichoi has a halacha of Eretz Yisrael. I'm sorry, and so too Yarden has a halacha of Eretz Yisrael. Memela, Yarden, according to Rashbi, does not create a hefsek. Zok the Gemara. Omer Rabbi Babachan, Omer Rabbi Yochanan, and Yarden Elon Mebeis Yericha Yereichoi Lamata. Check this out. Stolen from the article. A little shinui. So you could say you got permission to use it from the article. But either way, this blue is the Yarden, goes from the top of Eretz Yisrael, from the Galil all the way down through Eretz Yisrael. I believe this is also connected here somehow. This right over here is Yam HaMelech. This right over here is Yerichai. Just a few miles. No, I think south. No, north. You're sorry.
North
You're
of
right.
Yam
North of Yam HaMelech. From the the Gemara is discussing this area from the red line to the red line, from the pink to the pink. Even though this entire thing is called the Jordan, the Torah only considers this tiny portion right over here. L'may nafkamina, l'nafkamina for ma'aser behema. Because if a person were to make a neder and say, I'm not going to drink from the Jordan, people call this the Jordan. It goes by Lishon B'nai Adam, so we don't care what the Torah calls. This is the Jordan River, so you can't drink from anything up here. But if a person has animals on this side of the river and animals on this side of the river, just from Yericho to Yam HaMelech, the river creates a barrier, a hefsek from here to here.
This is where Yeshua crossed the Yarden,
Is it?
opposite Yericho.
That's where you cross. Okay, I learned in Shiva. I don't know anything. I don't go to Mantras's Navi Shir, so I don't know anything about that stuff.
You're
You're looking at me like I'm crazy.
You know Yeshua.
I'm serious.
You know Yeshua crossed the river.
No, Moshe Rabbeinu did. Yeah, I know.
You're confusing Moshe Rabbeinu with the Lubavitcher Rebbe.
Moshe was not allowed to
Amar
cross.
Rabbi Chanan Yochanan. Ein Yarden ela mebeis Yericho lemata. L'may halachasa. Ilay melenoider. Person says he's not going to drink from the Yarden halachachar l'shoim b'nei Adam. It only goes with how people say it. V'choleicha dekaru leYarden itzalei. And if people call it Yarden, that's it. So it's the entire length of the Yarden. Hello, l'maiser behemo. Tayina mehachi. I have a proof. Yarden yotzim me'oras pamios. Pamios is all the way here by the Chermon. What's the Pamios? The Banyas. It's right over here, the Banyas. So the Jordan River, the source of the Jordan River is the Banyas, says the Gemara. And it starts all the way up here. Umahalef b'Yam Shel Sivchi. Here's Yam Shel Sivchi. 16 kilometers. It's the Hula Lake. He told me I have to go there, and I missed my opportunity. You went there. There's 500 million migratory birds every single year. They come. I haven't gone. When can I go now? That's it. I'm done. I don't know if I could ever go. It's only a few weeks of the year. Highly recommend it. You could rent a bike. You could rent a bike. You rent a golf cart. And you can see 500 million birds. Well, not at the same time, but they basically cranes, like millions of cranes. It's one of the most,
That's in millions.
one of the craziest, what?
That's in millions.
They say millions.
They say 500 million cross. It doesn't mean that they're there on the ground at the same.
500
During the whole winter,
500 million.
Migrate across
They migrate from Africa through, and they, for some reason, they land there. Now, it used to be a much larger lake, but that was the first Israeli
swamp drain
swamp drain. That was their first project that they did as a country, as a nation. They drained the swamp over there.
Okay.
The whole eucalyptus thing. Fine. That's why it's called a yam. Today I don't think it's anything. It doesn't resemble a yam.
Very nice.
What's the yam shel Tveria? The Kinneret. Ubiyam shel Zdoim, and then it goes to Yam HaMelech. V'hoylech v'noifel Yam HaGadol, and then it falls into the Mediterranean, which, as the Arshua points out, today we don't understand that. There's no. So some say that the Yam HaMelech was much higher up, and it actually did go into the Mediterranean. Some want to say it's from underneath. The Kitzer, this line over here is problematic.
Now we've got
Needs understanding. What?
We got underground tunnels.
From Yam HaMelech to Mediterranean?
Yeah, it's called sinkholes.
You're talking about Hezbollah.
aquifers.
And this is the line that we're looking for, that the Yarden is only considered Yarden Jordan from Yericho Lamato, just this small area from red line to red line. That's it. All this is not. Says Rashi, why? Says Rashi, because you have these great lakes that come in there and mix up the water. And since it's all mixed from the Banyas and the Hula and the Kinneret, it's not really considered Jordan. As Tosfos, but from the Kinneret all the way down to Yericho is 100 kilometers. So what happened? Why all of a sudden Yericho? And Tosfos goes that this is the Gvul of this is from the Gvul. It has nothing to do with the actual water being different. But a lot of people want to tie that it's these rivers over here, and maybe there's others, the Zarka, the Yarmuk, that they mix up the water, so therefore it starts somewhere in Yericho. Fine.
Bamios is an Arab.
Huh?
Say Bamios.
What do you say?
So the Bamios is an Arab that tried to say.
Oh, the B and the P.
Banias is Banias.
You know, when you go you go to the airport, so the security, those are like one of the highest level security guys in Israel. So if they ask you where you come from, you say Bet Shemesh, they let you go immediately. Because if you say the Bet, it's a simul muvak that you're not an Arab. Yeah. They say Pamias. You're right. It's probably what?
Opposite. They know how to say pit.
No, they can't say P.
If you say
Oh,
pit,
sorry.
They can't
They
say
just saw me. They let me go. That's what it was. Okay.
If you say Pet Shemesh, then you for sure.
They can't say P. That's what
They
it
can't
is.
say P.
Bet.
There's an Arab company.
Bet Lachim.
They can't say Banias.
Called Hatanina.
Arabs couldn't say.
It was Elias.
They really can't say
That was the name of their company. They couldn't say it.
Flyers to say flyers.
That's the biggest proof of the biggest Palestinians. Because they can't say it.
So what do they call
Biggest
themselves?
proof that there's no
Palestinians?
such thing as the Palestinians because they can't say it.
They call it Palestinian.
Palestine. Omer B'chir B'Rabba B'Mechel. Lama Nikar Shmo Yarden, Shiyoreid Midon. Two sheetas why it's called Yarden, because either it Yoyred from Don. It's like a play on words. It's using the reish for both Yoyred
It was called
and Yarden.
It was called Jordan
No.
before Dan inherited the land.
What?
It was called the Yarden before Shevet Dan got that piece of land.
Because, but sometimes the Torah does it calls it afterwards.
Shem.
Shiyoreid Midon.
Braver.
Omer Rebbe Abel Reb Ashi. Atum Mahasam Masnisulo. You say it because of the way it's written. Anam Mahasam Masnisulo. Vayikru loy leleshem don. First, there's one pasuk. It's a three-step thing. First, it says in the pasuk, Vayikru loy leleshem don, b'shem don avim. V'omer Yitzchok leshem zu pamios. The leshem is the banyos. The danyo yoytzi yardem memoras pamios. The yarden comes out of pamios, and the kitzur there's a connection to don, and that's why it's called yarden. Omer Rav Kahana Zachruse the yardono. The main part of the yarden, meaning the source of the yarden memoras pamios, comes from the banyos. Heichot the Omar li Shachino Maya Memoras Panyos. Itzele Bekula Yardena. If somebody says, I'm not going to drink water from the actual Panyos, so you can't drink the entire Yarden. Zachruso de Domo Kabdo. And you should know that the source of blood comes from the liver. The Rebbe Yitzchok, the Rebbe Yitzchok, Kovachini Moyach Metame Berevius. Liver, so typically we have a Kazais Basar. If you have a one piece of meat, creates an oil. If that piece of meat was liquefied, then if it's a liver, you need a revis, which is much, much more than, it's like 3-4 times the amount of a kazayis. Because if it's liquefied, then it's blood. And blood is berevius. And the liver is really, its source is blood. Zachrusa the Maya Pras, the source of Pras, Zachrusa the Maya Pras. All water of the world comes from Pras. That's where the source is. Euphrates. The Omar Rav Yehuda Omar Rav, Hanoider Meimei Pras Osu B'chol Meimei Sheba'olam. A person makes a neder, I don't know what he's going to drink exactly, but if he says he's not going to drink the water of Pras, he can't drink anything. If he says, I'm not going to drink the water of Pras, we go by how people speak. And that, so the only thing he meant was the water of Pras. He says, I'm not going to drink the water of Pras. But if he sticks in the word that the source is Pras, now that's a problem, because all waters of the world come from Pras. Maybe he's also in all waters. All rivers of the world come from the 3 rivers, the Pisha, Gicha, and Kideko. And the source of those 3 Naharis in the pasuk by Gan Eden over there, it all comes from Pras. As the Gemara of Oika in Nosa the Medallion, let's say Pras is 200 meters above sea level. Okay, but we have right next to it, we have waterfalls that are 300 meters above sea level. How is it possible that something that's close Water goes down, it doesn't go up. These are the ladders of pros, meaning there's a pump system, or there's water pressure that forces the water upwards. I'm telling you, this whole Masechta has a lot of these things. Voksiv anar haravi hu nahar, vanar haravi hu pros. It says that there's one main river in Gan Eden, and out of that main river comes 4 rivers, and the 4th one is pras, meaning that the original one is not pras. So the Gemara, and here's the final chart for today. Not necessary though. First, there's pras in red, and then it turns into pras in red. That's the 4th one. But from pras in red goes the chidekel and pishoin and gichoin, and RV, and it continues as a pras. That's what it says.
That was very important.
Gichain, where's the Gichain?
You know what? I'll tell you the truth. I have no idea. This could be gichoin. This could be. I just threw in
Because
words.
the Jerusalem Water Company is called
And when your
Gichain.
kids do that.
I just did it based on the. I think I did it.
The Shvila Gichon.
Is this called Gichon?
Right outside the old city. The Shvila Gichon.
Tanya
Okay.
and Miriam.
Because that's what they call it.
Tanya Remeyo Imer, Yuval Shemoy. Don't ever say Yuval. If you dive in an hour shul, it's not a good idea to say Yuval. Yuval Shemoy. I told him yesterday that I have a tzabai coming to my house. Yuval. He said there's no such word in Hebrew. Amaritz. It's tzabah. Don't say tzabai. It's lishna b'nei yodam. And baya. So there's a guy walking down the street. It's a guy I've never saw in my life. He happened to be American. I go, what does tzabai mean? He says there's no such word. There's no such word as tzabai. And he started getting to arguing with the Lashon Poya, Lavar, I was standing there. Kids don't ever say tzabai to Yuval. Melamed. Says the Gemara that the Nar Pros is really Yuval. Yishlach Shorosho. V'lo manikir shmoi Pros. Shemeimav Porim v'Robin. It's called Pros because it, from itself, it multiplies, the water multiplies itself. V'se'ele l'Shmuel. Shmuel. Naharo mikefei mivrach. Rivers, they generate from themselves. In other words, they have water that comes out of the ground. They don't need the rainwater.
We had this Gemara before.
Upligi the Rav. The Omar Reb Ami Omar Rav. Mitra b'ma'arova sahad rabbat pros. When there's a lot of water that comes into Bavel, then people know that it rained in Eretz Yisrael. When the Jordan River is overflowing, that's a siman that it rained in Eretz Yisrael. So in other words, it multiplies from Pras. The Pras, not the Jordan, the Pras. So it comes from rain, not from the ground. Otherwise they wouldn't be so happy. Abu the Shmuel, he took water from the pras, he made some sort of groove, and he did, what is the word called, got the word, I think Rashi brings the word, hamshacha. It's hamshacha. They do it today in mikvahs also. They have, it's like a groove in the ground, and the water goes through the groove. That's called hamshacha. So you can be mamshich, you can take water from the Euphrates and put it into a pit somewhere next to his house. Now he has a mikveh in his house. He got the water from the Euphrates, hamshacha. He didn't draw the water out. That would be ma'im shuvim. That's a problem. So he created some sort of channel. Thank you, a channel. It went into the mikveh. Now they have a mikveh that doesn't move. That's good. The concern here is, Rashi explains, he was concerned that his daughters were zavos, suffix zava. So a suffix zava has an issue. That what? If there's a lot of, as the Gemara says, Umapotze b'yom Tishrei, and he made the mats in Tishrei. Mikveh b'yom Nisan, Savalok Pirav, Domarav, Ami Omarav, Mitra b'ma'aravo, Sadarab b'ros. So over here, Shmuel's father went like Rav, not like Shmuel, and he said that the issue is that we're worried that there's a lot of rainwater in the pras, that there's so much rainwater that it's going to be the roiv. And rainwater could only create a mikveh, you can only be toivel in rainwater when it doesn't move. When it's in a mikveh, b'ash boired, when it stands still. But when it moves with the river, rainwater is puzzle for tefillah. So he didn't allow his daughters to go into the press. So he made a mikveh where it stands. Shema yirbu noitvim ala zoichalim, b'havelu make shamim ruba, and there will be mostly make shamim, and make shamim that move, zoichalim are no good. And he created mats when it dried out. According to Rashi, he made the mats so that the mud on the banks of the Euphrates shouldn't create a chatzitza when they step in it. So he made them nice mats so they had something smooth, not muddy to step on. Tosfos says that he made the mats that are vertical. They're walls. So Tosfos says he didn't want them to hurry and rush through the tefillah, being concerned that people will see them. So he created a mechitza, so they should take their time. Upligo didei adidei, and Shmuel is mechulik on himself.
Mud, he wasn't cautious. You're saying mud is not a chatzitza.
Avad is a chatzitza. Of course it's a chatzitza. He's not worried about mud. His daughters don't have to. He knows that they're not stupid. They'll go into the water. They'll make sure there's no chatzitza. What about other chatzitzas? I don't know. Upligo didei adidei. Dama Shmuel in amayim nitorim bezoichalim elo pras b'yom the tishrei. Shmuel is the one that says that all rivers come from themselves, and over here he says that the pras you can't use the river because we're concerned with the rainwater. You can only use the pras when it's tishrei, when it's already dried out.
He says or his father says?
No, I think it's Shmuel. No, here Rashi says, "Upliga the Shmuel ad the Shmuel." Loimar, Upliga the Shmuel ad the Shmuel. Abba Shmuel is a problem. He already was mechulik on his son. Says the Mishnah that which we're going to do tomorrow anyways, but Nachman is here. This we learned that if you buy an animal, there's no chiyuv ma'aser behema. He's given to him in a present. Okay, that's it. You can't go any further.
The ma